Hey, how's it going, everybody? And welcome to another exciting episode of Channel X, the only show on Thursdays that starts the weekend early. I am your host, Tom Dog 247, and as always, I'm Tom Dog all day and Tom Dog all night. Ooh, baby, all right. So, how y'all doing tonight? You know what? I gotta fix my okay, I think we got it. A little sharper, a little clearer. Yeah, there we go. That's what I that's what I want. There we go. I was wondering why I was feeling a little choppy and everything. And boy, is it hot over here in Connecticut. I, I don't even know the temperature. It says it's 64, but I call bullshit on that. So yeah, because it does not feel, it does not feel like no 64 in here. There, a little bit up the, a little bit. So yeah, let that hypnotize you for a minute. But anyways, that's right. The Bowden Broadcast and Tom Dog is here, and I got too much headroom. There we go. Yeah, I still got too much headroom. There we go. Or I should just stop slouching. So yeah. So I hope everybody's having a good day here. Starting the weekend early like we always do and everything. So yeah. Managed to get the show done on time, get the show up and running on time. So yeah. A lot of awesome stuff. So, but before we get started, let's do the shout outs and the plugs and everything like that. And more importantly, the. So, yeah. So, yeah, big shout out to the Dorkening Podcast Network. Leo and the gang are always doing such a phenomenal job each and every week, doing what they do best, and that's deliver good content to you, the viewer. And one of my personal favorite shows, there's two of them, one of my favorite shows are Splash Pages every Tuesday. Check them out. And Retro Redoctopus. So yeah, check them out. You can check them out on the YouTube scene. Just look up Dorkening, and there you go. So, also, big shout out to to Carrie, Raz, and Friday, and everybody over at the Owlite Network. Check them out; they do awesome job as well too. Um, One of my other favorite shows is Uncle Necro's Tomb of the Terrible. Check them out, and yeah, I need a shave. I really do. I need a haircut too. But yeah, I am sweating. I am sweating. So, um, so yeah, big shout out to them, and you definitely don't want to miss out on that. Um, Over on the Owlite Network, you can check their channel out over on YouTube. Just look for Owlite Network. Never know. Never know when I might show up. So, also big shout out to my good friend Millie Playful over at Millie Playful and Tengu. If you like watching people play video games, then Millie Playful and Tengu are the ones for you. Check them out, and you will have a good time uh, watching them play your favorite video games as much as I do. So, um, so yeah, give them a check and have a good time. Um, this episode is brought to you by Dubby Energy. What is Dubby Energy? It is an energy supplement that has no sugar, no artificial colors, flavors, or dyes, and zero chances of you falling asleep or passing out. Let the alcohol let you pass out. Too much alcohol. But this is an energy supplement that has some really good ingredients in there. None of that gimmicky garbage and everything like that. You don't need it, and especially won't be needing this either. So, um, so yeah, go to w.gg right now. Use that promo code BRILL that you see right there at the checkout and save 10% on your purchase. So anything in the store is 10%, and you'll be glad you did. So check them out over on, again, that's w.gg, promo code BRILL at the checkout, and you'll save 10% on your purchase. You'll be glad you did. So, all right. So we got that out of the way and everything. And yeah, what we showed at the beginning of the show was Morris the alligator, and that was a scene from Happy Gilmore. That gator was featured in that movie. It's a one-eyed. I believe it actually is a one-eyed alligator, and it passed away not the other day at the age of 80. It was in its 80s, and we don't know the official birth date of the gator because at the time that it was taken care of, it was at a really young age. So we don't know the official year of when the gator was born. It was probably somewhere in the 70s, quite possibly in the maybe even earlier than obviously. Well, if it's 80s years old, it would probably be like I don't even know. I suck at math, so and how I graduated high school. I'll you can never don't ask me. Don't at me either because my math is not good. But the gator, I believe the gator was bought in the 70s, and but um so the gator was in its 30s at the time. So yeah, and so apparently it was owned illegally. Like, well, not really illegally. It was more like um, you couldn't, you weren't allowed to have a gator as a pet at the time. So, but it became a movie alligator. So yeah, and yeah, so yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. And so yeah, we are going to do the as promised. Rest in peace, um, Morris the gator. So I mean, it's the second animal that we've had to do an obituary for. So you know, just want to make sure I get the other celebrity name correctly. Okay, Joe Don Baker. Okay, yeah, and Joe Don Baker passed away too. Um, today, so rest in peace to them. Of course, they're going to be in the Channel X Hall of Fame. So yeah. Um. So yeah, it is hot. It is hot as hell out there, and it's like I really, it's hard to believe that it's 65, that it's 64 outside, but in here, and I swear to God, I have no heat. I don't have the heat on. I turned it off because it is hot. but it is humid in this house. And I didn't. And the thing is, I was gonna go grab my fan uh, from out of storage because I keep it in the shed, and I was gonna grab it, but then some ugly looking bug was guarding the door pretty much, and I was like, I don't know if it was like a spider. I don't know really what it was, and I'm not going to mess with it. So yeah, let them. I'll worry about it tomorrow. Even though it's going to rain tomorrow, but still. But nonetheless, I was I'm not a fan of spiders. I have an arachnophobia. I don't like them. Never did. And how do I like Spider-Man and the Spider-Man movies? I'll never know. And they show a spider, and but yet I can get through watching a spider on the in theaters with no problems because I've seen spiders in a lot of movies, and apparently I don't have a problem with that, even though that movie Arachnophobia did give me jump scares and everything. But Eight Legged Freaks, different story. I haven't seen that movie in a long time. I miss that movie. It's campy, but I like it, and reminds me of those old timely movies. So yeah, and I feel like I got a paper cut on my tongue. Oh, okay. Mm. Yeah, well, yeah. And I'm playing with my. There you go. Yeah, I'm playing with my tongue on the on a live broadcast. So that's the only bodily function I'm going to be doing today is you know I mean shame on me. I don't post this on OnlyFans. Sorry. Mm. Yeah, they're here. Here, feels like I have a paper cut, and I'm drooling. Jesus Christ. What the hell's the matter with me? I'm 46 years old and I'm drooling. I mean, I got, oh, I'm buffering. I'm buffering over here, which means that I did something illegal. What the hell? What the hell is going on here? So this is what happens when you get a new phone. It's a piece of shit. But hey, no. Why am I having such a hard time? And I got show to do, and I like watching myself. This is stupid. Why is everything
swear to God, this better not cut. Hey, everything's fine. And I gotta blow my nose. I hate this. I hate. This is the only season I hate. I really do. Because. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Okay, the show must go on. It's like, this phone, I don't know what it is, but yeah, back online. Yeah, okay. Ugh. Didn't need to tell me that because I already rebooted everything. So yeah. Unbelievable. Well, thanks said back online. I'm like, no shit. I guess it's because I was playing with my tongue. That's when it started to cut off. It's like and watch, I'm gonna do it and watch, I did it again and it's gonna buffer again and everything like that. So yeah. Anywho. Alright, well, I'm back for God knows, I don't know. Well, cool. Well, I'm still here. It's just like I don't know. So I'm going to try to do the show as fast as I can. There you go. Just kidding, folks. I used to do that. I used to do that all the time. Mess with every. I used to mess with everybody when I was on. When I was doing my show on cable access. I ruined a lot. I messed with a lot of people because I made it seem like I made it seem like with that I just made it seem like there were some editing issues. It's like, wait a minute, is this show live? And it's like, and so I would do that a little bit, and then all of a sudden I would just like freeze. So yeah, I mess with a lot of people. See, it would have looked better if this thing wasn't scrolling. So yeah, it worked a lot better. There we go. Make people believe that I'm having has some technical issues. You know, God forbid if I did. Yeah, God forbid if we. I like trans. Well, that worked. But yeah, that was kind of loud. I had to play. I had to. So let me see how that came out. Hold on. See how that came out. Hold on. I like trans. Okay. Trans. Okay. Okay, came out good. Yeah. So yeah, I used to do that all the time. I used to do that sometimes, especially if the day of my show was actually falling right on April Fool's Day. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. So yeah, I like reminiscing about. But what the hell is on my arm? Jesus Christ! I can never. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I really don't. It's hot in here. So, and I'm wearing all black. So yeah, I'm a mark. According to Vince Russo, but that's for another time. Yeah. Anywho, all right, we got some sort to do. I'm like wasting away here and everything. So yeah, GTA. Everyone's So yeah, GTA 6. Everyone's making a big deal about GTA 6, and being delayed over a year and everything. And I'm like, really? I mean, come on now. I mean, I like I said last week, it's fine. It's fine. It's not the end of the world that it's delayed over within the year and everything. Within a year. And but of course everybody wants the game to come out now and everything, and doing some stupid shit, and you know but yeah, but also too, it's nice hearing about GTA 6 on on the news networks. Oh yeah, you know, normally when on the local on my no on my local news, and it's granted a lot. It has caused some media attention because of this delay, and my local news talked about it. Said GTA 6 is going to be delayed until next year, and I'm like, normally when they talk about GTA, it's always something negative, but now it's not, hey, it's like, they're not talking about the sex and the violence and everything. And so, yeah. But I did hear, and I don't even know if this is true, that there could be, you know, that there could be some sex robots in the game too. And I'm like, I mean, hey, it's common now, so hey. So why not? I mean, will we have one? I mean, could we, will be able to use that in a mini game? I mean, come on, I need to know this. Ugh. Piss off the people that about the hot coffee mod. And that's another thing, there was a lot of love, a lot of romantic scenes in the trailer, which makes me to believe that how far they're going to take it to the when it comes out. Are we going to see some nudity from our main characters? Who knows? I hope so. I mean, you got to have some nudity, and but just how far they're going to take that, you know, how far they're going to go with this with the love scenes. So we shall see. And so yeah, and of course a lot of people, and of course people are all also complaining, saying, "Why am I playing with a female protagonist?" Shut the fuck up. Stop with this woke culture shit. I mean, come on now. I mean, it's getting old. It really is. And it's like, anything, it seems like everything that people don't like or people fear what they don't understand, they have to automatically say that it's woke. You know, you know, like if a man wants to wear women's clothing, that's considered woke. You know, or or a man wanting to look like a woman, that's considered woke. Shut the fuck up with that shit. And it's like if you don't like certain things that doesn't pertain to you, mind your fucking business and shut the fuck up. There you go. And it's like, and hey, I just openly admitted that I like transgenders. So am I all of a sudden woke? No, because I've always done I've always done a lot of crazy stuff before. Now I'm not saying that this is crazy, but hey, listen, I've done things on my show that have considered to be where if people were to see that today, or if I reenact that today, it was like, oh, he's woke and everything. And it's like, no, I've been doing this shit. I've been doing a lot of crazy. I've been doing a lot of shit since 2000 since I debuted this show in 2001. Okay, it's like, not to mention I've hosted two lingerie fashion shows, not one but two lingerie fashion shows, and they were a huge hit. So who's woke now, assholes? So how's that woke? Got a lot of nice, sexy models, and myself participating in one of those things. Because I was the only man. I was the only man modeling. So yeah, a lot of people got a huge rise in numbers, if you know what I mean. But yeah, but hey, now if I could just get some transgender women on here, I can retire. I can, flirt with Tom Dog and everything like that. So yeah, I know. And hey, I don't give a shit. I really don't care. I don't care at all. I don't care of my likes. I don't, because those are my likes. It's what I like. I don't criticize what anybody else likes. So don't judge me. But anywho, we're talking about GTA 6. And so yeah, a lot of people are still saying that it's woke that they're playing as a female character. Shut the fuck up. It's like, relax. It's just a video game. It's not going to bother you. It's not going to be the end of the world. A lot of people are giving shit about um Assassin's Creed, the new Assassin's Creed game, and everything. And yeah, I mean, yeah, the game can, yeah, sure. Yeah, it's fine that the game is doing, it's okay that the game is not um doing as good as the company as Ubisoft thought it was going to be. But don't say that it's woke, because it's like, since when have they been historically accurate? Okay, and that's the number one um reason why that people are calling it woke, is because of the fact that it's not historically accurate. When has it ever been historically accurate? Okay, it's like,
the story takes place in the future, and you're hooked up to a machine that takes the main character into the past to become an assassin, and you're doing parkour shit. How is that historically accurate? But everybody's saying that this new protagonist is a black man. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Suddenly that's woke because you're playing a black character. Oh, big fuckity do. And then, there, and also you could, and then there's, some women, and I guess you can control too. And it's like, ooh, that scares you. And it's like, and then now, I mean, shut the fuck up with this woke shit. And it's like, I also played, the remastered version of Oblivion, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. And people are even saying that it's woke because of Type 1 and Type 2. Type 1 and Type 2. How is that woke? Do they refer to you as Type 1 or Type 2 in the game? Does Patrick Stewart refer to you as Type 1 or Type 2? Type 1. Protect me at all costs. Type 1, you gotta protect the king. I mean, really, come on now. Give me a break. It shows no purpose. It's like nobody refers. It's like if you're a man, they refer to you as a man. If you're a woman, you refer to as a woman. Who gives a shit? Type 1, Type 2. Okay? I'm a Type 2. Diabetes. But I manage it well. Thanks to a little pill with a big story to tell. No, seriously, I am taking that. So. There, I just pitched a new commercial for Chardians. Oh my god. So everybody's making a big deal about that. Another thing that the gaming community is making a big deal about is that whether or not one scene, um, one picture. Actually, let me see if I can get it up. Um, let's see. It's controversy. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Trying to get a good. Oh, okay. Ah, here we go.
So yeah. So yeah, here's the picture, and one of the pictures in question. Not, we don't have time for this, but they're saying that this one picture, or one of the pictures, I should say, is that Nintendo uses AI, um, that they use an AI image for the game, um, that's depicted into the game. Because the main concern is that they're saying that, that the game itself is made by AI, and Nintendo has confirmed, of course Nintendo confirmed that it's not, because it's Nintendo and I believe them, and they never lie to me at all. So they go and say that it's that, and and so what if it was? It's a game. It's a video game. How, this one doesn't really make any sense, because it doesn't matter if it was used by AI or not. It's a simple thing. Are not the characters that you're not controlling controlled by AI? Are the and the images are coming from a computer, which itself is a form of AI? I mean, sometimes the gaming community just intrigues me. You know, they go, first they go and say that, oh, the certain things, certain games are woke, and then now they're bitching and moaning about an you know an AI image, or an image that was designed into the game, that is whether or not it's AI. Who gives a shit? It's a fucking video game. Just fucking play it. When it comes out, you know, who gives a shit? It's a video game. It's not supposed to be, you know, like, really. It's like, aren't computers, you know, use AI. Need I remind you that everything that we do on the computer or on our smartphones is run by AI. So, you know, but again, I'm not saying that, Nintendo's doing that. I'm not going to question them, because they know, the developers and the designers and everybody know exactly what the hell they're doing. So I'm not going to question them, and I respect them, and I am loyal to them. So same thing with all the other, but is this how it's going to be from now on, where everybody's got to question a video game that, I mean, would you rather have the game be pixelated like it was back in the 90s? Would you rather have that? I mean, I'm sure Nintendo will be more than happy to go back into the drawing board and bring back the original pixelated Mario Kart that you all used to tolerate before. Like, really. So who gives a shit whether if it was done by AI or not? Say, just pick up the controller and play. You know, I mean, really. And not to mention, is the game fully completed? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. But I mean, really, give me a break here. Give me a freaking break. It's like, here they give it. Nintendo was nice enough to give us a new console and a new game to play it on, and People have still got to bitch and moan about everything. Well, then you the gamer, you make the video game. You make it the way you want to do it. Oh yeah, you can't because you're gonna bitch and moan because you're pirating video games, you know, or modding video games and everything. And and Nintendo has every right to break your Switch too if you're caught. So yeah, which is why I'm never going to play online. I'm not. I'm not. I'm never going to play online. I'm not going to be guilty of a brick. I'm not going to be guilty. I'm a victim of a bricked Switch too. Yeah, that's right. I mean, really, it's fucking ridiculous. Everybody's got to make a big deal about that. All right, so just relax. It'll be all right. The game is fine. The game is fine. It'll be all right. Get the bug out of your ass. You'll be fine. Get the sand out of your vagina. Stop bitching and moaning about things being woke or whether or not it's done by AI. It's like, relax. You'll be fine. Okay, so last year when Pete Rose passed away, I I not only did I did a nice little obituary about him, but I also brought up the point that that watch they're going to start they're probably going to reinstate him for being in the we're going reinstate him so that he could be eligible to be nominated into the Hall of Fame. And sure enough, I kind of wish that I was wrong, or I kind of wish that I would have shut up about it because um, the unthinkable that it has happened. Um, Earlier this week, Pete Rose has and there was another guy too. Um, 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 yeah, there was another. Um, but um, but anyway, I did forget that there was another guy. There was another. Oh yeah, Shoeless Joe Jackson. Um, Both were um um banned for betting on their team and everything. And so with that, so yeah,
Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson are now eligible to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. And when I was not aware of Shoeless Joe, so I didn't mention him. Um, but um, Pete Rose, um, I did mention because of the fact that he passed away last year. Um, and it's it's becoming a real and I called it. I pretty much said it's like, watch, they're gonna lift the ban and he's gonna. So yeah, I did say that. I did say that last year, and I got to go back and see where I said that. But yeah, it's but yeah, it is, it is kind of upsetting that they it's kind of weird. It's strange how the baseball Hall of Fame Commission does it now that he's passed. Okay, and I brought this up last year, and it's like they had many chances. It's like it's a big deal. He gambled, big deal. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of ball players that did far more worse in their career that are in the Hall of Fame as of right now. I mean, you know, and even some of them were taking steroids, but yet, you know, their names keep getting mentioned. Their names keep getting mentioned. How come they're not getting banned? Because how about Sammy Sosa with the corked bat? You know, Mark McGwire took steroids. Barry Bonds took steroids. He there's always talks about him getting into the Hall of Fame. I don't know if he is in the Hall of Fame, but seriously, there's a lot of people. I'm sure that there's a percentage of people that are in the Hall of Fame right now did far more worse than gambling. Whether it's taking drugs, taking steroids, or committing a crime, or domestic abuse, or all of the above. And I'm pretty sure Daryl Strawberry's in there, and he was a coke fiend. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So it's an insult. It's an insult that the fact that Pete Rose had a had a has a great record, has a pretty damn good baseball career. He had a pretty good baseball career that was worthy enough for him to be a Hall of Famer someday. But oh, he bet against his team. Who gives a shit? I mean, really, it's not a big deal. It really is not a big deal. It's not. It's not a big deal. Okay. So what? I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of ball players that still gamble in baseball, but they kind of keep everything on the low profile so that they don't get leaked out and everything like that. Ooh, but it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Give me a break. I'm sure there's a lot of ball players that did that shit, or coaches that used to do that shit. I mean, come on, give me a break. It's an insult that a simple thing like betting against your team. Well, hey,
maybe he shouldn't bet against, maybe he wouldn't bet against his team if his team didn't suck. So yeah, there you go. You ever thought about that? and and it does, and it does suck that that he's gone, because I can't make, I still can't, I can't make a joke about it anymore. And I really can't, because I used to make jokes about it a lot too. A lot of it never went on air, but a lot of times it never went on air. But I think a couple of times it did. And whenever I talked about the Baseball Hall of Fame, and and Pete Rose would be, I would talk about Pete Rose, and I said, you know, and I'll actually tell it. I'll tell it as best as I can remember, because my memory's not that good. I mean, certain parts they are, and but the so here's the joke. And I said this when he was still alive. So here we go. Pete Rose. But so this is a Pete Rose Hall of Fame. So the Baseball Hall of Fame inductions are out, and Pete Rose asks if and Pete Rose says that it's that finally he's going to get nominated. He's going to get inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. The Baseball Hall of Fame Commission says, I wouldn't bet on it. It's a cheesy joke. It's a cheap joke, but like I said, I haven't said it in so long, because I kind of retired that joke, because and everything. But hey, if he was still alive and he did get inducted into to the Hall of Fame, or if we were roasting him and everything like that, he would get a good laugh about it. I'm pretty sure if he was still alive and he did get inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, that his speech would go, well, "It's about damn time," which is true. It's about damn time. And you know what else he'll say? That stupid joke that I just said. It's like every year, he would say it better than I would, because he'll be like, every year I've been I've been wanting to go into the Baseball Hall of Fame, and every year they keep saying I wouldn't bet on it. Don't bet on it. So I guess the Baseball Hall of Fame Commission lost that bet. And it's true. It's true. He gets in there. Just like I will never get an Oscar. I will never get an award. I will never get a million subscribers or what have you. I mean, I know I can, never say never and everything, and it's like, but listen, I'm being optimistic. It's like, it's the reputation that I come off as. So yeah, and it's like, I was nominated. Okay, when I was doing the show, when I was doing my shows on, when I started off as Wrestling Prime, back in the mid '90s, I my show was nominated, and it was the only show. It was the only show that received the most nominations. Okay, I didn't win a single award that night. I know I probably, and there was a lot of politicking going on. There was a lot of politicking going on, because a lot of shows were being, showing some favoritism. But my show was was pretty much at the top of the list of at least getting one award. And a lot of people in my show pretty much brought a lot of people into watching the show, because at the time when I was doing this show on cable, when I was doing Wrestling Prime on cable access, they used to do it was always it was in a studio that was always run by religion and politics. So I was pretty much in the lion's den. I was pretty much like I was pretty much in a, you know, big fish, small pond, or vice versa. Little fish, big pond. And so yeah, this was a really, you know, a really big deal. So yeah, not a lot of non-political or non-religious shows weren't weren't much, but they mattered where it counted. There was a sport I was up against a sports show, and of course they won, but but during the the reception, the after party and everything, they came up to me and say, listen, you were robbed, and you know, Wrestling Prime was a better show than Sports Talk, and you should have won an award. How you didn't win an award is beyond me. But and yeah, I had me and my co-host at the time, we had to say what was on our mind when we came back. When we did the next taping. So yeah, we had a lot of yeah, we were upset. We were upset that that we should have gotten something. I know we weren't going to get the best show, but I understand. But I can guarantee you that we were the best show. Because how many people were watching politics? How many people were watching religious shows? How many compared to the amount of people? Because I was the only wrestling show in Waterbury, Connecticut. I was the only wrestling show. There was no other wrestling show in the greater Waterbury area. None. And you mean to tell me I couldn't get one award? We had a damn good director, my father. We would go into locations. We always do some location shows, which were a huge hit. We were the only show that did a split screen. And you mean to tell me that 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 particular scene did not win an award? And I forgot the reason for this argument. Oh yeah, Pete Rose Hall of Fame. But yeah, it's the truth. I never received one award out of all the nominations. Out of all the nominations, I didn't receive one award. And my father goes, "Oh, it's good to be nominated. Yeah, it's good to be nominated, but all those nominations, I've literally become the Susan Lucci of cable access." And that episode and then there was an episode where I put my head through the wall. I wanted to put that up as a nomination consideration. My father thought it would be a bad idea to do that. I should not have listened to him like I do to everybody else. I don't listen to nobody. And look where it got me. But it's the truth. I should have used that. I should have put that video in as a nomination. I probably would have gotten an award that day. I probably would have. But it is what it is, I guess. But seriously, it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous that you know that here Pete Rose had a legendary career when he was playing baseball, and now he's gone, and now he's eligible is bullshit. So I am very disappointed in the Baseball Hall of Fame Commission that they did not acknowledge him while he was alive. Oh, big deal. He got, he was gambling. That's peanuts and cracker jacks compared to what the other ball players do. And they get nominated. You're lucky Pete Rose didn't murder somebody. You're lucky that Pete Rose didn't um assault his wife. You're lucky that he didn't commit a crime. I don't know if he did drugs, but at this point, I kind of wish that he did. So yeah, I'm insulted. I mean, yeah, it's nice that I mean, I'm sure that it's nice that the Cincinnati Reds um are doing all this stuff for him and everything, but where were you to defend him? Where were you to defend him and say, hey, listen, yeah, so what? He gambled. But, who hasn't? But where were you when he was alive? He could have been in the Hall of Fame by now. And to me, he is in the Hall of Fame. My Hall of Fame. Because at least I acknowledge greatness. And yeah, it's not a real Hall of Fame. It's just my Hall of Fame. It's just my Hall of Fame. It's my Hall of Fame as my way of saying thank you for the for the accomplishments that you've done. But yeah. So yeah, Pete Rose is in my Hall of Fame. So there you go. It is what it is. So, with that being said, got one more thing to talk about before we call it a night. And I promised last week that I would do it this week because we didn't get a chance to do it last week, but we're going to do it this week. And oh, that's a pretty cool thumbnail. That's good. Anyhow, I was distracted. But yeah, a lot of thing came up with with the topic Gorilla versus 100. It's where I forgot I'm not sure who started this thing, but yeah. um so yeah, I think it was Mr. Beast that started this. Um but I doubt it. But it's been making its rounds about 100 men. I decided that I'm going to do the 100 people because you know you know because let's face it, 100 versus one gorilla, not going to happen. You know, especially if you don't, especially if it's just like, if the scene is like no weapons, you know, which should be, which no weapons at all. So it should be, I want to see them. I want to see them fighting. So that's my rule. No weapons, just your fists, and let's see what happens. So that's what I'm going to do. So it's my 100 list of who's going to be fighting a silverback gorilla. Starting with Logan Paul. Put him in there, and yeah, and also his brother Jake. Put them in there. Also, Keemstar. Put him in there. Fucking garden gnome. He's an asshole. So yeah. So yeah. Paul Brothers, Keemstar. Who else? Who else should be in there? Marjorie Taylor Greene. Put her in there. I mean, she kind of looked like a man anyways, so yeah. So yeah. And she likes to talk a lot of shit too. Let her talk shit about a silverback gorilla. um, Robert Kennedy Jr. Throw him in there. He, he likes to wrestle, fight wild animals, especially with no shirt on. Plus he likes to swim in raw sewage when even when you're not supposed to. So, yeah. And the thing about how think about this. Think about this about Robert Kennedy Jr. He's swimming in raw sewage with his family on Mother's Day weekend, and he also has the nerve to say he's like, and he's he's in charge of the health, the health department, the board of health or whatever, whatever you want to call it. And he goes and said, he also has the nerve to go and say, you shouldn't listen to me because I'm not, I'm not a real doctor or anything like that. Well, no shit, Sherlock. I would never listen to him giving me medical advice at all. That's like asking Chris Benoit for parenting advice. May he rot in hell. So yeah, and yeah, it just makes no sense. So yeah, he's a fucking idiot anyway. So yeah, him and his brainworm could go fight that gorilla. Elon Musk. So we're up to 6 now. Elon Musk. Why not? Throw in a couple of robots in there, you'll be fine. Actually, no, no robots, no robots. They got to be Elon Musk. You know. So yeah. Um, Donald Trump. No weapons. Just throw Donald Trump in there with the. So we're up to 7 now. So yeah, Donald Trump should go in there too. You know, he talks a big game, even though he's an asshole too. Throw him in there as well too. Um, who else? Mike Johnson, House Speaker Mike Johnson. See, we're up to 8 now. So yeah, throw in Kid Rock. Kid Rock should go in there. Also, Kanye West. There you go. So yeah, that's 10. The other 90, I'd say all the alpha males that like this walk around like their shit don't stink. So yeah. A lot of those alpha males that talk a lot of shit, but once you have kicking the balls and they're on the floor in the fetal position. Yeah, fuck all those alpha males and let them see how they handle a silverback gorilla. So there you go. So yeah, that is my top one. That is my 100 people that should fight a silverback gorilla. And with that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in. Be sure to follow me on Blue Sky. If I can find it here. There we go. Be sure to follow me on Blue Sky at TomDog247. If you like this episode, you can check. If you missed this episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Give this video a like if you like it. Comment down below. What do you think about Pete Rose? Should he have been in the Hall of Fame sooner than now? Let us know how you let us know what you think in the comment section down below. Ringy dingy that bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. And be sure to support small streamers like myself by doing the most important thing that you can do to us small streamers like myself, and we will love you forever. We'll love you so much that you won't even have to fight a silverback gorilla to do so. But there's only one way to do that, and that is face hug that subscribe button. We will see you all here again next week. Same Tom Dog's time, same Tom Dog channel X. And I'll be back here tomorrow with a new episode of Wrestling Prime. Got a little special. I'm going to pay tribute to Sabu, who passed away this past week, and some other stuff that's in the news in the world of wrestling for WWE. And so yeah, we'll talk some wrestling talk tomorrow, and so yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. So until then, thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow for Wrestling Prime. Till then, this is Tom Dog saying take care, so long, peace. Have a good night, everybody. See you tomorrow night.